Oh, let me look at you. Thank you for being here today. Oh, let's close our eyes and breathe together for a couple of moments. And what I want us to do is let go of anything in us that's in the way of us being exactly here. Okay, we can come back. And I will start with a poem called Family History. At the end of the street, a flock of Canada geese gathers every day. They float on the lake, wander into the road, block cars as we exit the neighborhood. Today, one lone goose honks from the spot. Where have you gone? I'm here alone. He's the lost child in a grocery aisle. He's grandma demanding attention when I am small. Nana pays us $1 to write her a letter. I hunch over the task with a gaggle of spinning thoughts hanging near. My father hates his own mother. This Nana who whines from Wisconsin. When Dad was 8, she threw his birthday watch against a wall, shattering it, along with something inside my father that rages the rest of his life. When I was a young mother, we had 2 sons, Andrew and Kevin. When Andrew was maybe 4.5, going on 5, and his little brother was 2.5 years younger, Andrew was mean to Kevin. He was yelling at him, pushing him away, taking his toys, whatever, and what came up in me was rage. But I had enough awareness that this isn't me. This is my dad's rage in me. So as a new Christian, I got down on my knees and I prayed to Jesus to take this away from me. I did that a lot, and it didn't happen overnight, but in time, I knew I was not going to pass that lineage of yucky rage to my family. The buck stopped with me. And who knows why, but I had that awareness. I'm not going to carry this on. And what I want to say is that I don't exactly know you, but I know we all had a family. And our families shaped us. They made us achievers, they belittled us, they supported us, they did what they did. Our mother, our father, our siblings, all of us are from some kind of a soup. in the family that we started with. And I know the pain of my own family. I know that we couldn't sit at the dinner table and connect. That because my dad was the most news-addicted person and anti-intimate person, we had to listen to Huntley and Brinkley and eat dinner at 6:30 every night. You know, this was my childhood in a family. And when I would ask for the ketchup to be passed, I would get yelled at. So I would leave. So, you know, we do the fight. I was get me out of here. Get me away. I went under the covers and I nurtured myself and I held my stuffed animals and I cried like my soul was in pain that I am in a family that isn't kind. So I don't know, I could say it over and over. I don't know what's in you, what you've been healing through, what you want to let go of. But I want to tell you that everything that was in me, the tightness, my ears up to here, the fear, because he was in fear. We had one of the first security alarms in the neighborhood, this big bell that went off, and someone would open a door and you'd hear this. I mean, I had constipation. My older sister had bulimia. My younger sister had anorexia. We were all dealing with pain. And this is what happens. We all deal quietly. A lot of us are very quiet with our pain. Like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, how are you? Are you fine? Are you fine today? But we're not. Because in us is something that's not right. That's not working. That's not balanced. That's not at peace. Until it is. I humbly, very gratefully, happily say that I have healed into my birth name of joy. With every fiber in my being, I am a joy to so many people. And I'm grateful because I love you and you. I love moments. I love that I got to come here today. I was invited. I actually was here on September 25th, and they invited me back. Wow, like, that's cool. And when I had 1 week to advertise a class, 6 people came. And that made me so happy. Because all that disconnection and separateness I lived with, and the pain I lived with for all those years, that now that I am kind of wanted, what I have is wanted. The peace in me, the love in me, the joy in me. People like me. That's really unusual. And it's cool because I have all the memories of being that wounded ego and being so self-conscious and being so, at the dance, everyone is wearing pastels and I walk in the circus-colored dress because my mother and she put me in that. But I was never fitting in anywhere. And I never belonged anywhere. And even my family told me, you don't belong. You have longer legs, longer arms. There was this whole story. Mom and Dad put you back in the hospital because you cried too much. Then they got the wrong baby back. You really don't belong in our family. Like, I'm telling you, you guys, I have suffered. I suffered the unbelongingness with the world for decades. But I think God got really sick of it. Sick of me not belonging. Because he visited me and he said, Joy, separation is an illusion. Separation is an illusion. It isn't. It isn't. Oneness is an isness. Oneness. So I am now here having an extraordinary life. I'm grateful every day. I write in a journal every day. I have a closet full of my journals because I've written every day for decades. This is because among the rage my dad gave us, the not talking over the dinner table, he gave me the deepest creative wounds down to my toes. He would yell, "Why would I go to the band concert? Those kids can't play." I play in the band. You know, he really, God bless you, Dad. He was the perfect model for how not to be a lovely father. And what I know is he was an unhealed, egoic, scared, really good doctor who would yell at us when we fell down. He didn't want us to get hurt. And I want to say that this in-between time from the pain of childhood and raising a child who's yelling at his brother, but then all those other years, this is decades. Like, I am not 30 anymore. I'm going to have, a friend of mine talked about double digits, 66. I'm going to be 66 soon. Yay, woo! It's a good number. So, let's see. And that in-between time when I was being called to this class, being called to this certification, becoming an Alliance of Divine Love minister, becoming a spiritual director. Earlier before that, I was a shadow artist, helping my friend with her business, going to writing classes because some part of me knew something. And you know, I have now written these inspiring books and chapters in other books. I'm a writer, but I didn't know it. All those years ago, I was kind of a closet writer. I was writing in the closet. But this one time I went to a journaling class, and the topic was wild. And we had these journaling prompts to sit at our table and write to the prompts. And I'm sitting there having an epiphany. I am so far from being wild. I am so constrained. I'm perfectionistic that at that time in my life, I am tight in my body. I have done a lot of body work so that I could move the body. But so I have this epiphany that, okay, all those voices that are in me, the be quiet, go away, you don't belong, blah, 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 blah. They're not happening now. They're not happening anymore, but they're still happening inside me. Ooh, that's interesting. I need to let that go. I am the one that needs to fix this because I am not in a jail of people badgering me anymore. I am badgering myself. What I learned is the inner critics, and I don't have an inner critic anymore. Woo! I recommend that. Heal that. You don't need to be beaten up from the inside when you're not beaten up by the outside. No. So I was in A Course in Miracles every week, and one time I said, can I just twirl here a little bit, because I realized I'm going to take up space. And they laughed with me. Woo! I can take up space. Because I had been so small. I was tiny, and I could hide where no one would find me. But I am now not hiding. I am visible. I am on the internet. I am in the world having fun. So at some point, I wrote this poem called Outside the Lines. My steady husband's baffled. Are you the one I know? You're acting rather odd these days, such changing to and fro. You're looser round the edges. You cross against the light, causing me to wonder who slips next to me at night. Your recycling's less than perfect, and you smile more and more. Are you the one I married, or has she scooted out the door? The answer's elementary. I'm joy and doing fine. I've just reached a new decision to live outside the lines. I've tiptoed over time and love, never noticed it before. Life feels sweeter from this place. May I live here evermore. I invite you to take up some space, to live outside the lines. Thank you.